All of Us Are Dead is a show that me, as a full-blooded American, was not fully ready for. There is so much more to this show than meets the eye, and you may be surprised on how it unfolds. So I just saw All of Us Are Dead on Netflix, and I wasn't planning to do this, but it surprised me so much that I had to make a video about it. The show was created by Lee Jae-kyu and Kim Nam-soo. It was also based off the webcomic by Ju Dong-gyun and Chun Sung-il. If I butchered those names, I have no excuse, because I am also Korean. If you don't know me, I love anything zombie related. I'd argue that my love for writing and television came from watching shows like Walking Dead when I was just a bite-sized tween-year-old. If there's some movie, video game, TV show, or even book about zombies, chances are I've already read it. Hell, I even made a 4-part zombie short film series on my channel. It's called The Dead or Dying. Be sure to check it out. However, in time, the oversaturation of the genre, I gotta say, has left me pooped. I realized the zombie genre had left its mark, and now there isn't much left to explore on the topic. A once passionate lover of horror and zombies had hung his coat and moved on. Then South Korea came along. Holy moly! Train to Busan knocked my socks off. Kingdom did the same, and I thought Koreans could do no wrong. You know what? We all make mistakes. I can ignore those. With my extensive knowledge on the subject, let's see how All of Us Are Dead stacks up in this modern day of zombie oversaturation. I'll be reviewing the pilot episode only, as there's just too much to cover, but comment down below if you want a part 2 reviewing the rest of the show, and don't forget to subscribe. Here we go. The first scene of the pilot shows a group of high school bullies picking on a kid on a rooftop building. The main bully is upset because the kid seems to have been trying to transfer schools. The bullies start to beat him up, but the kid decides to grow a pair and fight back. Let's just take a moment and enjoy this glorious pan-wide drone shot, really scoping the helpless significance of our beaten down nerd. Really gets your film boner running. As someone who's finished the show, I thought this was an awesome place to start the show. Even though it's not the beginning, it begs a lot of questions, like for example, how this nerd suddenly turns into a raging zombie and gets flung off a building without dying. Questions like that make me want to keep watching, because typically, when I fall off a building of that height, it doesn't go nearly as well. The bullied kid who fell off the roof is sent to the hospital where his dad, Nam So-ju, comes to visit. What a great dad. I'm sure he cares deeply about his son and will do whatever. So Soju beat his son up. I mean, this is Korea, what do you expect? The dad is clearly not winning Dad of the Year award, especially after he tries to sneak his son's disheveled corpse in a travel case from the hospital. The kid clearly has some special power that Soju is fully aware of, but he decided to murder his son to stop it from growing. Okay, Omni-Man. Turns out the kid isn't dead. Or is he undead? Dun dun dun! There's the title card, and what a phenomenal card it is. I love the slow zoom into the zombie horde because I like to imagine the viewers slowly getting lowered down to become food for these creepers. As you come to see in this review, that intro has a lot more significance than one would realize at first. We cut to a modern South Korean high school known as Hyosan High School. It seems to be a very well-kept school as kids are cleaning the windows and floors as teachers walk by. See, I'm all for child labor, but this seems like it's taking away from the kids' time to learn more calculus. Gee whiz. Also, I hope these nice clean floors don't get ruined by any violence or blood down the line. A slow pan through the school shows a glimpse into the lives of a lot of these teachers and students, many of which will become the main characters for our show, some of which will probably die immediately. Guess you'll have to see. In one of the classrooms, a group of students decide to leave for lunch, leaving behind one friend who seems to have slept through the bell. The girl's name is Hyunju and is about to catch up with her friends, but instead decides to check out the back of the science class after she sees something suspicious. She finds a hamster that immediately bites her. As she's bitten, we see that the science teacher is back, and it's revealed to be the dad that we saw murder his son with Christianity. Yo, what's up, dude? Hyunju tries to leave, and we see the panicked look on the dad's face. He clearly knows something this girl doesn't. Long story short, Hyunju might be missing her tteokbokki lunch. We meet our main character Chungsan and his annoying but well-meaning friend Gyeongsu. Turns out, Chungsan's family owns a chicken shop that recently changed its name to Chungsan Chicken. Chungsan is embarrassed that his mom would name a chicken shop after him. Then we meet Chungsan's best childhood friend Namon-jo, who makes Chungsan carry her bag and calls him Gopher. This is referenced a lot throughout the show, but I guess gopher is an insult in Korea. If you know this to be true, please let me know in the comments. Anyway, they all decide to go to Chongsan's family restaurant to try her mom's chicken, against Chan's will of course. The kids all go and try some KFC. Chongsan tries to chew his mom out for naming him after the chicken restaurant, but his friends shut him up. Let a man enjoy his chicken. The kids start to talk about the science teacher, Soju, and they say that he smells like a dead corpse. After his son was reported missing, Soju came back to teaching only a few days later, and people spread the rumor of his nasty smell. The friends all start to hang out in the mall as Chongsang gets stopped by Onjo. Onjo asks him if she looks better with her hair down, and Chongso is clearly dumbstruck. Am I supposed to believe that they're childhood friends and Chongsan has never seen her hair down before? I guess it's possible, but that's a weird thing to hide from him, Onjo. Meanwhile, the gym teacher is checking out the school grounds and he almost sees Hyunju tied up in the science room but misses her. We meet Onjo's dad as well, who's concerned about the upcoming school finals. However, tells Onjo that he knows she won't be able to do well and just hopes she remains healthy and happy. Onjo seems pretty pissed, however, that her dad won't give her an ounce of credibility that she might do well on the exam. The dad's just accepted that her daughter's dumb. Chongsan and Onjo rush to get to school on time, but little do they know that today they should have skipped because a certain infection's about to plague the school. And I'm not talking about COVID.
들어오는 분들은 통과입니다. 그럼 시작합니다. 무궁화 꽃이 피었습니다. 324번 탈락.
We cut to the same group of bullies from the opening that we saw. Seems that they have switched targets to another scrawny boy and a girl as well. The main bully is mad once again that these nerds try to tattle on him. The bullies attempt to sexually assault the girl and they're saved in the nick of time by Soo-yuk. Soo-yuk tries to take the two victims away from the bullies, but they decide to stay with the bullies because they believe bullying will get worse tomorrow if they leave now. The bullies take a photo of the girl topless and Soo-yuk just watches. I guess he thought he helped enough for today. Yeah, one time's enough. They go back to the bullies, it's not in my hands. In homeroom, Onjo tells her friend that she has a crush on Soo-yuk, and she's going to confess to him her love soon. Meanwhile, Gyeong-soo makes enemies with the pink sweater girl. Oh yeah, it's the girl from Squid Game. What's up? Turns out Pink Sweater finds Gyeong-soo repulsive and dirty. The kid is on welfare and she's too rich and proper to deal with him. The homeroom teacher asks where the missing girl is. Guess no one found her, and she's still tied up in the science room. The homeroom teacher talks to Soju to see if he knows where Hyunju is. It's revealed that Soju has her tied up in his office where he's trying to stop her from assumedly turning into the same zombie creature his son turned into. The hamster was a test vehicle for the virus he made to prosper. One of the bullies continues to bully the topless girl by scratching some not PG words on her back while class is in session. It's honestly a miracle that the teacher didn't catch this bully. Well, not a miracle because, you know, he's a prick, but you know what I mean. The kidnapped girl manages to break out of her ties and walks bloody and half-conscious to the homeroom classroom. They take her to the nurse office quickly, but not before she reveals that Soju was the one that captured her. Meanwhile, the other students in homeroom discuss what they think happened to Hyunju. They think she got rabies due to her weird biting habit. This kid Desu thinks that there's a secret pornographic operation going with the teachers. You know, he might be onto something. I really thought this show was about zombies, but maybe it's about that. An ambulance is called to take Hyunju to the hospital. Onjo's dad is revealed to be a paramedic. Soo-yuk meets with Onjo, who reveals she's into him. She asks him out just as Chongsan runs into them. Ooh, looks like we got a love triangle brewing, yeah! Soju hears about Hyunju leaving and starts to panic, realizing he has to stop her from leaving in order to contain the virus. But he's too late, as homeroom teacher confronts him about kidnapping the girl in the first place. They meet with the school board advisor, who's upset that the ambulance was called in the first place, as school evaluations are coming up and this thing could dent their reputation. A cop detains Soju for questioning. The nurse at the school is also revealed to have been bit by Hyunju before she was taken to the hospital. You know what that means. It's time for the virus to spread. Oh look, the lunch bell rang and all the kids are going to the cafeteria. Little do they know, they're the ones on the menu. But wait. We get introduced to another main character named Namra, who is the class president. However, she's super distant, wears headphones, and doesn't seem all that class pres material. Soo-yuk meets with her, and there's a hint that there might be some chemistry between them bubbling underneath. Yo, Soo-yuk, how could you do this? Right after Onjo confessed her love to you? Is Chivalry dead? Meanwhile, the main bullies run into the school nurse, who kills one of them as the other one gets away. And this is by far one of the coolest zombie transformations I've ever seen. That's right, after about 50 freaking minutes, we finally get to the zombies, and they are terrifying. The bully that was just bit turns almost instantly and goes on a biting rampage in the nearby classroom. Cut to the rooftop as we see, while this is all happening, the topless girl is trying to commit suicide by jumping. Her fellow nerd, Chol Soo, tries to save her by confessing his love to her, and he gets hard rejected. But before topless girl can jump, she sees people below have already beaten her to the punch. Soo-yuk saves class president Namra from the initial horde, but she looks like she could care less. Maybe she thinks being a zombie could be cool. You ever thought of that, Soo-yuk? Back in the cafeteria, Chong-san and Anjil finally have a chance to talk, where Anjil reveals she has a crush on Soo-yuk. This probably hurts Chong-san, but he can't reveal it or he'll look stupid. So he puts on a stone cold face that even my 80-year-old grandma could see was fake. This was a really odd choice here, but they choose to use the weird zoom lens thing from Jaws, and it's usually used to signify a moment of terror or realization, but it's not like Chong-san is seeing anything. Oh. The zombies pour into the cafeteria, and one gets on top of Anjil, ready to kill her. And that's where the episode ends. There is so much to set up in this pilot with minimal payoff. The show will reward you for staying on board past episode 1, but episode 1 on its own can feel like a bit of a drag. I want to talk about a lot of these story beats and how they'll pay off down the road, but now is not the time. Again, I'm still salty about the fact that my short film already covered the whole zombie thing with school students tropes, and I'd like my check, Netflix. I won't stand for this. If you guys want me to make a part 2, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and comment down below what you think of this show. I will see you guys next time.